Hi, everybody, and welcome to Your City, Your County. I'm Bob Gray. Our guests this morning, we have two. Very lucky to have them both with us. First of all, we're going to introduce Dave Myers. Sorry,
Yep.
Dave. My apologies.
That's all right.
Who is the Director of Promotion and Recreation for Kewaunee County.
Yes.
We welcome you today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we also have with us Jennifer Gonzalez, who is the Kewaunee County Tourism Coordinator and Public Information Officer.
Hi.
That sounds very official.
It is official.
For both you two. Let's get started a little bit, Dave, with you.
Sure.
I know that you're involved with animals as far as the Bruemmer Zoo goes.
Yes.
And perhaps you can kind of tell us how things are going over there. I understand there's some construction and proposed construction going on.
Yes, some big plans. We work with the Zoological Society of Kewaunee County, which they have members throughout the entire community, and they've been working really hard on upgrading the park. So together we've been able to upgrade pretty much most of the animal enclosures at the park from where they were quite aged and dated. Now they're all upgraded and new. And right now they're actually working on a new stable for the deer and goats. So that's starting. We're getting some groundwork done in that building. It'll hopefully be up mid-October is kind of the time frame for that one. And the zoo group has fundraised for that building for us. So great addition.
That's great. I know that in the old, as they would say, the olden days, I guess, we had, zoos that, you'd see the lion walking around in circles because they didn't have anywhere else to go.
Yeah.
Are you trying to get away from that kind of?
Yeah, and actually, last year we we have bobcats at the zoo. We upgraded their enclosure. Now it's a little more than double the size they used to have in the past. A lot more room. They seem a lot happier now, but a lot more room to walk around and see things. And with most of our like our goat pen is very large. I mean, the deer area we have is very large as well. So the animals have a lot of space to move around and do things. So it's not confined.
Do you have regular people that take care of the animals? Obviously, you have to,
daily,
you have to feed them and,
we have
and that sort of thing.
Yeah, we have a caretaker for all of our parks, but their first job every day is the Bruemmer Park Zoo and Bruemmer Park itself, and we have people there 365, every day all year long. So,
Okay, is there an admission charge to get into the zoo?
the zoo is free. So
Great.
on top of that, Bruemmer Park has a lot to offer. We have a very nice playground there. It connects to the Anapee State Trail. We have nature trails. A lot of people. It borders the Kewaunee River as well, so fishing opportunities for stuff like that. So a lot of things to do there.
Well, that's great.
Yeah.
That's very good. And the Bruemmer Zoo has quite a history. I mean, it's been around Bruemmer Park for a long time.
Yeah, I believe from what I've been able to find out, that's the first park in Kewaunee County, actually. So it's been around since the zoo itself's been there since the late 1920s, early 1930s, and I believe the hunting and fishing club actually helped get the zoo started way back when, and then it's been there ever since. So it's a lot of history in the county. Yeah.
Sure. So I'm sure that you're partially financed by the Kewaunee County, but do you have other ways of raising funds too?
Yeah, through the zoo group has been working really hard, working on grants and fundraising for upgrades to the zoo and the park itself. So with that and with, between it's a good partnership to get things happening there. So right now, the deer and goat stable is one project, but we're also working on a larger project, which will be we'll call it a nature center, and I believe they're calling it an environmental education center, but that'll have a new bathroom building and a classroom for kids to come in there and do things like that. That's the next big step for the park. So that's just getting started going with fundraising for that, more or less. So
that's great.
Very, very, it's an exciting plan to have, and we're hoping to get there sooner rather than later. So,
Do you have regular activities for kids? You mentioned you're trying to get them in there a little bit
Right now
more.
we do have through Kewaunee, we have the kindergarten class comes down every fall, and we walk them through the zoo and kind of talk about the animals. And we have a lot of the other school districts will come out, and they'll have a day for like a field trip at the park. So not so much programming for that one, but we're working on getting some stuff in place for that.
Okay. And I think part of it too is just for kids just to start learning things on their own.
Even
and what
getting
they're
out, just getting on the
observing.
trails and getting in nature a little bit, and getting outside.
Yeah, for sure. Very good. Well, let's talk a little bit about, for a minute, we're going to switch gears here.
Sure,
and,
absolutely.
And talk with Jennifer for a few minutes. Jennifer Gonzalez, who's the Kewaunee County Tourism Coordinator and Public Information Officer.
Yeah.
We're kind of headed into fall, and I'm sure that that's affecting tourism and your job somewhat. I understand you have a new plan kind of to draw people in who might be going to Packer games. And that's something
Yeah.
kind of new. How does that work?
Yeah, we're hoping to kind of work off of that summer draw that we had here in Kewaunee County for tourism. We actually had an occupancy increase from the summer holidays from 2018 through 2019. So the summer holidays are your Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day weekend. We saw a 14% increase in occupancy overall in Kewaunee County. That includes both the hoteliers, motels, bed and breakfasts, campgrounds, Airbnbs, loft rentals in Algoma and Kewaunee. And now we're trying to play off of that. And we're trying to let people know Kewaunee County is open for reservations if you're coming to a Packers game at Lambeau Field. We had our first home game with the Minnesota Vikings recently, and now this weekend we face the Denver Broncos. And we are offering a welcome bag to anyone that comes and stays in Kewaunee County somewhere. So we're greeting them with these NFL certified bags that they can take into the stadium, and with visitor guides, maps, flashlight from the Anape State Trail, pen, little notepad, just things to have them kind of go through to plan their stay here, while they're enjoying Lambeau, and then they come back, relax on the lake shore. And we're hoping that this draws. So what they have to do, they book their reservation, so wherever it is in Kewaunee County, and then just send us an email to visitorinfo@KewauneeCO.org. That's visitorinfo@KewauneeCO.org with the date that they're staying and where they're staying, so we can confirm the reservation and get a welcome bag to that place so they have it upon check-in. And then, like I said, they can take this bag into the stadium with them because it meets all their guidelines. So it's kind of a really neat thing. And so far, we've had, just from last weekend alone, like I mentioned, that it was the first home game here at Lambeau Field for the season. We had visitors from Canada we delivered a bag to.
Wow.
California,
Cool.
Texas, Illinois, and then, of course, Wisconsin here. So, I mean, it's kind of neat to see that we're pulling from all sides of the spectrum here.
Yeah. Well, I think that's such a natural, really, because it's wonderful to go to a Packer game, and
Yeah.
everybody loves that. But then there's so many other things to do in the area, like Kewaunee County, and
Right.
so many neat things to do. So,
Yeah, and I guess what better way? I mean, you check in, and then usually when you get into your place of check-in, you kind of just sit in your room and chill for a little bit, get yourself gathered because you're there. And why not sit there and flip through some visitor guides and see what events we have happening while you're here for your stay. And for those staying right now in the month of September, it's been an exciting time so far. It's Wine Fest season. Parallel 44 recently had their Harvest Fest. Von Stiel Winery just held Wet Whistle Wine Fest. We have Cold Country coming up with their Harvest Fest. And then we also have Agriculture Heritage Resource Farms. They have Ag Heritage Days rounding out the end of September here at the Kewaunee County Fairgrounds. So there's still plenty of events going on aside from the fun at Lambeau Field and things for people to do here.
yeah, that's great. And it's, you get a lot of prominent people coming to the games and stuff, and why not draw them over to Kewaunee County?
We sure do, and we have a really fun streak of home games going on right now too. I mean, after the Denver Broncos, we have another home game, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did see some good coverage. I don't know if you had anything to do with this, but with the Wet Whistle Wine Festival.
Yeah.
But that was, I know at least one of the TV stations
Yeah.
covered that pretty well.
Yeah, Local 5 came out and they did a couple segments at Wet Whistle Wine Fest. And it's really nice to see that our reach here, we're drawing from all over the state. And part of that is due to the media coverage that Kewaunee County is now receiving, and it's well deserved for all the great things that we do have happening here. Not only in our local cities, I mean, Algoma has done a great job with its arts district that it's really building up. James May Gallery and James May North, they're really leading the way by helping get other businesses on board to showcase these artists and get people into our downtowns and do fun things year round. They have their First Fridays, which welcomes people every Friday. Businesses in Algoma are extending their business hours into the evening for a Friday exhibition, the first Friday of every month with a new artist, and then that exhibition will run all month. And I know they have something really neat coming up in October with a photographer actually from Sweden that they're bringing in. So he's going to give a talk on October 3rd ahead of that October 4th opening in James May Gallery. I'll have all the details on that.
I know that over the years, the culture and the variety of stores in the downtown area has changed so dramatically from, well, of course, there's still, hardware stores and so on, but there were so many clothing stores and, other types of businesses, TV stores and all kinds of things. And now it's kind of changing to a little bit more arts and crafts than what we'd seen here before.
Yeah, things are definitely evolving. Each community is finding its niche and it's finding its attraction, and people are coming. I mean, even in Kewaunee, they're working really hard at developing that harbor and their harbor master plan down there. And they're going to have some neat things popping up too. Some of the old buildings, like the Selner building in the city of Kewaunee, that's being redone right now, and there's some big happenings that we're gonna see from that in the near future. So there's a lot going on between both Kewaunee and Algoma. I mean, even in Luxembourg too. Businesses are constantly finding new innovative ways to showcase themselves, and it's really great to see.
And it draws in people as you see, millennials, you see, younger people coming in, and that's got to be really important.
We do. Right now there is a fall trend with the breweries. That's what people like to do in fall, is from what we're seeing from tracking purposes. And we have two great breweries here. We have Anape Brewery here in Algoma, and then out by Luxembourg, you have Thumb Knuckle Brewery. So we're hoping like that millennial crowd, they love that kind of stuff. They love the craft beer. They love the wine. They love the experience. They love trying new things. And so hopefully this fall brewery trend that's happening right now, according to Travel Wisconsin, Kewaunee County can have some stake in the game there.
Okay, very good. Well, we appreciate you guys coming today. Now, I know we've talked about the zoo a little bit, Dave, and we're talking with Dave Myers, the Director of Promotion and Recreation for Kewaunee County. We've talked about the zoo quite a bit. What about the Anape Trail? That's also a big draw for this whole area of northeastern Wisconsin.
Oh, certainly. And again, it's another free thing you can go do. You don't have to pay a trail pass or anything, so anybody coming here can just go hop on the trail, bike, hike, horseback riding. But right now, we've had some improvements on the trail in Algoma where CTI is on the corner of Navarino and 6th. We used to have a paved parking lot, which was kind of disconnected from the trail where you really didn't know where the trail started. Now we've moved that around the corner, so the parking lot now is lined up right with the trail, so you can go hop right on and just go. And that's, in our county, we have 34 miles of trail that connects all the communities together. You can go to Kewaunee, Luxembourg, Casco, wherever you want to go there. And also up to Door County. So if you're, I'm not a person that's going to go for a 44-mile bike ride, but some people are into that. But you can go all the way up into Door County on the trail if you wanted. So it really connects community, and I think that brings, even with our park system, you can connect to, like I said, Bruemmer Park before. We have Reckelberg Park, kind of halfway to Luxembourg, and then we have Blahnik Park here in Algoma that connects to the trail as well. Just a lot of neat opportunities to get out there, and see nature and see different things. The trail varies, from Luxembourg up to Algoma, totally different landscapes and spots. So we go from farm fields to wooded areas. We have a lot of bridges over waterways, which is really nice. Just a lot of neat things to do there.
I've, been involved with Crossroads at Big Creek, which is up in Sturgeon Bay, which is a nice recreation area, and we've found that draws a lot of people into our area, up there for Crossroads as well, and then people can go down into Sturgeon Bay or wherever they want to go. So,
absolutely.
So it really connects, the whole area in wonderful ways, and one of the neat things about trains is they never go up a hill, like that or anything.
Yeah, nope.
So everything's going to be pretty flat.
Yeah, it's pretty flat.
Which
It is
pretty
a
nice.
crush, like a crushed dust type trail, crusher dust trail. So it's not a paved surface, but it's pretty compact. So, I mean, if you have a bike with a little bit of a wider tire, it's a pretty nice ride. And a neat thing there, yeah, all of our trailheads pretty much bring you downtown in the community. So, I mean, you can go to the different restaurants and things like that and see different things in town. It's just a short ride from the trailheads. So a lot
I have one bit of
opportunities.
advice. I was blowing up my grandson's tire on his bicycle, and I think I put a little too much air into it. Very sad. He's driving along and bang. So
no.
yesterday I got it fixed. So it'll teach me to not put too much air in those tires. But it's a wonderful opportunity for kids to.
Oh, absolutely.
do that.
Yeah.
So that's great. Now, you've talked a little bit, Jennifer, about some of the activities that you're involved with. Now, I know that your title includes Public Information Officer.
Sure.
What does a Public Information Officer do?
Sure, yeah. So I kind of am in charge of writing news releases. I work with our county's departments to write news releases, send them out to local media to bring the media here on the great things that we do have happening in Kewaunee County. So it's kind of like a public relations person. Think of it that way. So we're out there just letting them know all the neat things that we have here, arranging interviews, getting them into our parks, keeping the public informed, or helping to keep the public informed of all the developments being made. In fact, we have some great news that came out of September's county board meeting, and that is that the Kewaunee County Board of Supervisors has accepted a donation from the Kewaunee County Wisconsin Farm Technology Days Executive Committee in regards to making some improvements over at Dana Farm in Kewaunee County. And if you're familiar with Dana Farm, or if you're not, that is connected to our winter park over on Ransom Moore Lane. So the donation that Wisconsin Farm Technology Days is making to the county is for improvements to the Ransom Moore cabin. They're going to help with some restoration of that cabin. That cabin is the home of Wisconsin's founding father of 4-H. So we kind of have a little piece of history here in the county. The donation's also going to go towards the construction of a warming shelter on the property, which will be adjacent to an ice skating rink.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
Cold, I guess.
Yeah, so that's more in Dave's pocket over at the Promotion and Recreation Office. But, I mean, there's going to be some neat developments happening there. So they're hoping to start construction this fall. Of course, everything's weather dependent, and Mother Nature plays a big role on getting the ball rolling there. But as soon as everything is up and running, it's going to be a great addition to have at Winter Park. So, again, that was brand new, fresh out of the county board last night.
Oh, that's wonderful news.
Yeah.
That's great. I'm sure you'll be heavily involved in that.
Yeah, we will be working hard to promote that.
Yeah.
So, and let the public know that it's yet another winter recreational opportunity here in Kewaunee County. I mean, to have snow tubing and skiing and snowboarding and snowshoeing right next door to this ice skating opportunity, while people can learn a little bit about the history and really recognize what Dana Farm is and how special it is that Kewaunee County has this historic property here. It's pretty neat.
Well, that's great. And you worked in television at one time, didn't you? In production,
Yeah.
as I recall.
Yeah, I was a news producer for about 10 years, and 8 years in local television and 2 years out of state at another television station. So now I'm kind of on the flip side of that, and I'm
Okay.
bringing them here. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah. Well, at least you know what they're looking for,
Right.
and this is a good idea. Maybe we should, try and get somebody in to see this or that or the other thing.
Yeah,
So-
it's great. I mean, we have Jubilee coming up, which is a big fundraiser for the Zoological Society of Kewaunee County for Bruemmer Park Zoo. And in fact, we're going to be headed up to Channel 5, Local 5 Live on October 2nd to promote Jubilee from 9 to 10 a.m. And it's a great opportunity to draw people from outside of the county here for such a neat fundraiser.
Okay. Are you going to that, Dave?
Oh, I will
Jubilee?
be at Jubilee all day.
You will be.
Open to
Wonderful.
close.
So you'll be going up to Channel 5 and
I'll be
talking
doing-
to them?
Yeah. I believe we'll be bringing one of our smaller goats with, and it'll be a fun interview. Yeah,
That's good. What all do you do with Zubilee? What is it exactly?
So Zubilee is kind of with the zoo group. They usually have two major fundraisers every year. Zubilee is their one. We'll call it late summer. This will be more in fall now, but that one we have a kids area. So it'll be like bouncy houses, mini golf, things for kids to do. They have food, so you can come there and buy food and drink. And they have a car show. A lot of, some fun activities for people to get out and go and see the zoo and the park and see what it's all about.
Mm-hmm. I know that those car shows are big too. That's that's a big draw for people.
Yep, and that'll be on October 5th, same day that typically the Vicinity Fish Hatchery, just down the end of the road from Winter Park, has their the fish collection facility. So a lot of people come from out of the county to come see that as well. So two really good events right next to each other, so you can go from one to the other and check things out there too.
That's great. So the Zubilee will be at Bruemmer Park, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Right at Bruemmer Park.
Right at the
Can't
zoo.
miss it. They'll be always parked up full, lots of people there.
Okay.
Really good event.
For somebody who's interested in the zoo or in helping the recreation department,
Sure.
do you have volunteers? What do you need as far as people goes?
We have we always could use volunteers. If you're interested in the zoo, we do have mentioned earlier the Zoological Society of Kewaunee County. They're always looking for volunteers or people even to be on. They have monthly meetings right across the street from the park at the highway building. They have a lot of different activities they do and different things throughout the summer and winter that they work on. So that would be a good thing. We can always get people in contact with them and probably there. And we have a lot of friends groups in the county. We have the Friends of the Anapee Trail. There's so many. There's a lot of different activities depending what your interest level is that you can get involved with if you're looking for that.
How do they get in touch with you?
They can email myself or call our office directly if that would work for them. Our phone number is 920-388-0444, and Jennifer or myself actually can get people to the right, connected to the right groups if that would be the email.
Want to give that number again for?
Oh, sure. Hopefully I got it right. 920-388-0444. That goes right to our office.
Okay. That sounds
And
great.
we will try to get back to everybody in a very timely fashion. But they can email as well. If you go on the county website, all of our emails are on there. If that's easier for some people, email us. We can direct you to the right person that way as well. So,
okay, you're always looking for help.
all of our friends groups are always looking for more members to do things and for fundraising and whatnot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
okay. And in a similar fashion with that, Jennifer, when you're needing help. Obviously, that's the personnel side of it.
Right.
What about donations, and what about, people always talk about taxes, I guess, but,
Sure.
How do we raise funds to work with the various activities that you and Dave are involved in?
Sure, yeah, most definitely. Zubilee, for example, is one of those. The Zoological Society of Kewaunee County is really good at fundraising. Zubilee is their biggest fundraiser, and we will have that group will campaign year round, and they will send out like flyers. They'll put something in the newspaper that people can make donations to. They even have an instant donate button on their website, BruemmerParkZoo.com. But a lot of our groups are always looking for donations that they'll use for improvements. And like kind of Dave had mentioned, like if somebody is looking to donate, we've had donors come from outside of the county. A few years back, we had a donor from Oshkosh that actually donated to Bruemmer Park Zoo. So if somebody's looking to make a donation and they have a specific cause, we can usually get them in touch with the group that they wish to make a donation to. So we not only have that Zoological Society of Kewaunee County, but we also have Riverview ATV Park. We have a group there that will take donations, and they will make improvements to the ATV park. They have some neat things happening over there as well. The Anapee State Trail group is another group. We have snowmobile clubs. We have all sorts of different unique, really community-oriented groups that we can get, Dave or myself can get these people in touch with to help keep things the way they are here in Kewaunee County. What's neat about the amenities that Kewaunee County offers, like Bruemmer Park Zoo or the Anapee State Trail, through donations, we're able to keep those amenities free for use, so the public can just come and use them. And other things that do cost a little, like we recommend a donation over at Riverview ATV Park. Winter Park, they also have a friends group, the Winter Park Association. And, it's very minimal use when that park is open for winter recreation, and $8 gets you on the tubing hill for 2 hours, $15 gets you skiing all day. I mean, there are other...
You can't do that many places.
No, you really can't.
Yeah.
And what's neat about that park, too, is the money that you spend on your ticket purchase or your lift pass, that money goes right back into that park. So it's really neat just to have it go year round. And then it makes improvements. There are improvements like the magic carpet lift at the snow tubing hill. And if you're familiar with that, or if you're not, it's kind of like a standing conveyor belt at an airport that you take that moving conveyor belt. This one takes you up the hill. So you stand on it, you go up the hill with your tube, sit on your tube, slide on down, and you repeat the process. So, I mean, it's really neat to see how donations here, even the smallest donation, can really go a long way.
That's a neat thing, and it's kind of unique, that conveyor belt idea. I mean, I'm sure it's done in other places, but it's pretty special, really.
It really, that was, I would say that was a game changer for the park. We used to have a rope tow, which worked fine, but I mean, it was a lot slower. This, you can get a lot more people up that hill more efficiently than you ever could before, and people love it. I mean, we've seen it, the last few years since it's been in, our numbers have increased greatly over the past, and there's a lot of people from in the county and out of the county coming to that park. So I mean, that's been a really great addition.
That's wonderful.
We
My wife and I went recently to Graceland in Tennessee, and they had to take buses from one section of Graceland to another.
Oh, wow.
And I kept thinking about Kewaunee and Kewaunee County and your magic carpet, and I thought, well, why don't they do that? They'd save gasoline, they'd save drivers, and all of those things. So if anybody's out there from Graceland, that's my suggestion. I think you guys are way ahead of the game, so you're doing well. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that you feel is important at this point? And don't let me put you on the spot.
Sure.
No, I'm trying. There's been a lot of projects this year. I'm trying to think of things coming up.
If you're interested in getting involved with our parks, contact the Promotions and Recreation Office, like Dave mentioned, 388-0444, or email us at visitorinfo@Kewaunee.co.org, and we'll get you in touch. Or if you have any questions about the recreational opportunities here in the county, please feel free to reach out. And if you have any unique events coming up that are in the county and open to the public that are kind of tourism related, let us know as well. Head to our website, visit KewauneeCounty.com, and we have a submit an event button, and send it in to us. We'll review it and get it posted for you.
Okay, and one more time, if you could show that off.
Oh, yeah.
And tell them how to get it.
Sure, our welcome bags. And these are for those that are attending games at Lambeau Field this 2019 NFL season. If somebody is coming in and they're staying locally at a local motel, hotel, campground, bed and breakfast, Airbnb, loft rental, you name it, they just have to let us know where exactly they're staying, the date of the reservations. We can get it confirmed and get a welcome bag over to that establishment so it's there upon check-in. And these clear plastic bags are approved by the NFL to be taken into the stadium, so it's kind of neat. So
that's wonderful.
Not only are we hooking them up with something that they can use right away, but then we're also setting them up with the materials to see all the fun, neat things there are to do here in Kewaunee County.
You bet. And once they get to the game, they may share that with some other people that they meet there.
Exactly.
That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'd like to thank both of you so much for being with us today. We've been meeting with Jennifer Gonzalez, and she is the Kewaunee County Tourism Coordinator and Public Information Officer.
Thank you.
And also, we've been talking with Dave Myers, who's the Director of Promotion and Recreation for Kewaunee County. Dave, again, thank you so much
very
for
much for
being
having
with
us
us. And I hope you guys will come back and see us again sometime soon.
Absolutely.
You
It's been a pleasure. That's going to do it for our program for today. This has been Your City, Your County. We thank you so much for joining us, and we hope to see you again next time. For Your City, Your County, I'm Bob Gray. Have a great day, everybody. So long.